Kenny Santucci. I'm probably the most excited about talking to you because a lot of big names, but you're probably the only person that's had direct impact on my life. So we spend every morning together.
Yep.
5 days a week.
Some are good, some are bad.
Some are good, some are bad. There's definitely some bad ones. And I say that I've had many trainers in New York. I say that if your trainer is not like your diary, like if you're not like Dear Diary telling your trainer everything about your life, then you probably don't have a good trainer. Like,
I agree.
Yeah. And I think one of the first things I told you when I walked into that gym was, don't tell me how to eat. Don't tell me not to drink. I'm here to work out and I'm here to lose this much weight in the most unrealistic amount of time. And you kind of went with it and was like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do. And from there, it kind of was, it's been almost 3 years now.
When did you start? Like April or May?
I started
I
at the start of summer.
Yeah, it was like before the summer 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It'll be 3 years.
It'll be almost 3 years that we've been working together, which says a lot. I did not think that you and me would click as well as we do.
Me neither. As soon as you were like, I don't do this, I don't do that, I'm like, this fucking broad. It's going to be a headache.
But it took time, not to click. It took time to lose the weight. It took time. But when I did, my body completely transformed and we built muscle. And I don't think a lot of people realize when you're building muscle, it takes a long time to get there. I think. Yeah. Some people are rapid fire. Maybe I'm just not the best
That's
case
bullshit.
study.
I think especially as you get older, it's so much harder to do anything. Think about how hard it is to absorb information as you get older, right? We send kids to school because they're like sponges at that age. They could absorb more. They have nothing else on their mind. The amount of shit that goes through your head on a daily basis, I have to take care of this, I have to take care of this, I have to take care of this. And then you're going to consume information. You know, there's no way to really hold on to it. They do tests all the time. It's like, all right, they're going to tell people all this stuff. They're like, all right, now reiterate what we said. And people maybe get 20% of that. Yeah. So it's the same thing with muscle tissue. It's like we now know, right, that everybody talks about it. It's like after 30, muscle starts to deplete, bone density starts to deplete, human growth hormone, your hormones, everything is off. So now, most people are starting this health and wellness journey, 30, 40, 50 years old, and they're expecting to build all this muscle at this age when in reality, your body is working in the opposite direction. So when people are like, I want to build muscle, the best time to build it is when you're young and when you could absorb it and when it becomes second nature for you to, one, get into the good habits, because that's the most important thing is the consistency of it. Two, the ability to build muscle. All right. Like there's a reason why most athletes by 35, men, women, I don't care who you are, they're all retired by then. You can't move as fast. You're not you're talking about the top 1% of athletes across the world. At 35, you just can't compete with a 25-year-old. That 10-year difference is a massive gap. Now, there are anomalies. There's the Tom Brady's and stuff. But in reality, he's becoming wiser at his position. He's not faster. He's not stronger. He's not, he's better at his position because of the wisdom and the time he spent doing it, but not because of his athletic ability. Because on paper, his athletic ability is shit. Like he wasn't a good athlete. He's just really good at that position. Yeah.
No, I know when I came to you almost 3 years ago, I had already had consistency in working out at that point. I had trainers. I had been there. I'd been going to the gym 5 days a week, but I had never done strength training. And I know like that is the rage right now. That's all anybody's talking about, but that's not what I came up with at all. And I remember you saying to me, I can get you there by bus, I could get you there by train, or I could get you there by plane, which meant machines. And I think that's part of why it took me so long, but why the change was so drastic. I think it took me, would you say, like a solid year for my body to change? Yeah. If I had known that going in, I don't know if I would have. I think because it was the hardest thing I ever did.
But most people shouldn't look at it as like, oh my God, I had this long length of time that I have to do this thing at. If I every day woke up and go, I have to do all this shit every day for the rest of my life, it would never get done. You have to take it and look at it as like this one singular moment. All I have is right now, because tomorrow's not promised. So if I'm like, all right, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do. And then hopefully if I'm still here 2 months from now I'll have compounded 2 months worth of interest in all the things that I've done.
Yeah.
And I think we all look at life the wrong way. We're always like, oh, it's going to take me so long to get there.
Yeah.
Or just do all the little things, because you can't do it all at once.
Yeah.
You don't go to, I haven't been to the gym. The amount of people who come to the gym and they say, I haven't been to the gym in 20 years, or I've never been to the gym and I want to do it all this week. I want to come in every day this week. I'm like, it's not going to happen. You just don't, you physically cannot absorb.
Yeah, but you got to
everything.
respect the dedication of the people that want to be all in, or are those the people that burn out the quickest?
Yes, those are the people who like, they don't even get through week one.
Did you think I wouldn't get through week one?
I didn't think you were going to stick with me. When you're telling me about fucking sipping champagne, eating birthday cake and shit every day at your gym.
Pasta.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is probably the wrong girl. So, but I think there's different strokes for different folks, right? There's a lid for every pot. You go to certain places and you just don't feel at home. Like, I love going to my jiu-jitsu gym. I could pay to go to any gym in the city, right? I could pay for private trainings. I go to my gym because I just feel at home there. I like it. My trainer, he is smaller than Mr. Miyagi. He's about as tall as that stand right there. And he's 120 pounds. And if you saw him on the street, you'd be like, yeah, that guy's definitely not a 5th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. But I love working with him. He gets me. We vibe great. Everybody always thinks like, oh, I need to have the most jacked, hot female or male trainer, and that's who's going to be my trainer because they're going to be the best. But in reality, it's like they might work for some because some people want to go in and they want to look at their trainer, or, they have a good vibe with them. But it's like, it's who you mesh with.
Yeah.
I didn't think we would mesh as well as we did.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And I think, one, you definitely met me where I was at. Like, that's one thing I was like, I was so weary of you being like a drill sergeant type. And I'm like, I cannot be with somebody who's a drill sergeant type. I can't be with somebody who doesn't like see me and can't be a real person, right? Yeah. Or can't have conversation. Because we know, like, I talk the entire training sessions.
Even other people's training sessions. Into someone else's training session.
But gym vibe is so important because I would say that the gym is literally my second home. Yeah. I came from a place that was like gym culture was home. I went through seasons where I felt like the gym was the only thing I had to look forward to that day. So it's super important. I also think that there's a totally different thing, which I'm sure is another topic, of starting your day with the gym is absolutely life-changing for me. Because I feel like it puts me not only in a better mood, because that's not always true, but a more capable mood, right? Like, I feel like I can handle any fucking thing in my day that's already going to be stressful the second I get home, right?
I feel like I think it took you a couple weeks to get there, but I think you started to feel the benefits of what exercise does immediately for people, or the fastest anyway. It's like you start to get the endorphins and, that feel good factor on a daily basis. And you're like, all right, now that becomes what you start to chase. I just want to feel good.
Yeah.
And then all the other stuff becomes the cherry on top of the cake.
No, and it's true because like there are many times I've walked into a gym and I've been like, I would never be friends with any of these people until you start sharing the best part of your day before you lose your temper, before like life goes fucking south, before you get all those emails. Everybody's kind of on the same wavelength. So all the people that I probably normally wouldn't hang out with in life have become kind of my circle that I look forward to every day. You know what I mean? Because they're regulars at it, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that you feel like you would never vibe with, but you're in a gym setting with them. And everybody's kind of got the same mentality. I always say like you could break gym culture up into like 3 different archetypes, right? You have the morning people who are type A and they're like, I need to get this done. Otherwise it's not going to happen for me. So I go in the morning. It's the start of my day. You have the midday people who are like, I could sneak out. They want to be those type A people, but they're just not quite there yet. And then you have the late night people who are they're kind of a little bit more disorganized than the rest, but they still make it to the gym.
They're like chaos that like, I don't know, they make it work somehow. Because I have friends who work out at night and they're absolute chaos.
Yeah.
But like, they're psychopaths, but they get it done.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just somebody who's a little bit more chaotic, a little bit less type A, more type B. But yeah, there's definitely a different type of personality that goes in the morning versus goes at night.
Yeah. I think part of the reason why we vibe and get along really well is because you're super fucking direct. I'm super fucking direct. Even if we get into it, it lasts for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But I think it's because we're both Jersey kids at the end of the day.
I don't think either of us get offended by much.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Sensitive people, it's just too much. It's like, I'm not telling you you're fat because I'm trying to be offensive and put you down. I'm being like, well, this is the reality of it, right? It's like,
telling people
this is brown, right? This is brown. Now, if I were to say it was black, I'd be lying, but it's brown. So let's just start with this is brown and let's use it for this room because it makes sense in this room. So many people just don't want to hear the reality because as soon as you make an observation, you're like, this is my reality. I could either be content with it or I could change it.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, let's swap it out for a green one, right? Like if you're unhappy with this, if you're unhappy with your reality, then let's change that. Mm-hmm. And there's 101 different ways I want to help you change it. But if you're content with it, let's roll with it. Who gives a shit if it's brown?
Yeah.
Right? So many people are so immediately to jump on the defense and be like, oh my God, but this is wrong and that's wrong. It's like, no. If you're okay with it, then I'm okay with it.
Right.
But if you want to change it, that's why trainers exist. That's why doctors exist. That's why people are there. I believe that life is all about being a service person to someone else, to other people. So if you're if you're doing what you do really good and your goal is for you have their best intentions involved, then I think that's what makes somebody successful. Just last night, my buddy's like, oh, we should pool all our money together and do this thing. And I go, dude, if we're not solving a problem, if we're not helping people, I'm not putting money into anything. There needs to be some problem that we're solving to help other people move forward. That's the goal in life. I think the goal isn't to be like, hey, I want to make a bunch of money. Yes, money is one of the goals, but the main goal has to be somewhat virtuous and somewhat in the realm of helping other people. Mm-hmm.
So where do you feel like now you and I are very direct people, but we are also in a world of people who don't respect things being as straightforward or as tough or maybe sensitive to things. I know I just kind of grew up that way. Like my mom was very much like a no nonsense type of person. I grew up very poor. I felt like I had to make something of my life. So I'm probably not going to be very offended by anything you say because I'm harder on myself than anybody else could be. So like, who the fuck are you to make me feel a certain way? I've matched it. I've long exceeded anything that anybody's ever said or done to me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's growing up in New Jersey or,
Newark,
family.
New Jersey?
Newark, New Jersey, yeah.
Which is not
No. I mean, I was picked on by my family, by kids in my neighborhood. I didn't have it easy. Being a fat, awkward white kid who likes comic books in Newark, New Jersey isn't easy. But I really looked around and I go, no one is going to help me feel better about myself but me. And I realized that at 13. So if you can't realize that at 25 or 30, then you're fucked up.
Yeah, but what made you realize that at 13?
I just felt like I remember looking in a mirror and just being like, I hate myself. I'm fat. I'm awkward. Like I can't like me. How could I expect other people to like me? Mm-hmm. So I think what's happening now is we're encouraging bad behavior. They're like, oh,
love yourself
just love yourself it's like, no.
Which is not a terrible message.
It's not a terrible message. But at the same time, we want everybody to be a valued member of society, right? The most important thing to everybody, if you pull 1,000 people, 999 people will say that they want to be they want to add value. They want to be part of something. They want to be accepted. They want to be loved. Anybody. I don't care what your fucking background is. I don't care what ideology you believe in or politics you believe in. Everybody wants to be part of something.
No, that's something I notice at the gym because I feel like I'll walk into a gym and be like, oh, some of these people like being here. Like, this would never be my people. And then I see some people who really, that is the only community they have.
Yeah.
And you can tell, and it's a beautiful thing because they found a place where they belong simply because they're all in the same space doing it together. No matter where you're at fitness-wise, there's enough respect for each other, the fact that you're in the room, right? Like
you have to be trying, right? You can't say, I want this, I want that, I want respect, I want love, I want admiration, I want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend, I want all this stuff, but I don't want to put in any of the work. Because it's never going to work with anybody. It's like me and you being friends, but I never really like friend you back. I never give you back. So you'd be like, why am I friends with this guy? He doesn't reciprocate.
Yeah.
You're very giving. You're generous. You're always looking to help people. Like that's how you add value into other people's lives. If someone's not adding some sort of value to you, and it doesn't have to be monetary value. It doesn't have to be money. I care about this person, so I want to see them do well, so I want to add value into their lives. And if you're not doing that for other people, then eventually people are just going to get tired of you. You know, like I could feel comfortable around them. I know they're not with me just because I have money. Like, I don't care who it is. Everybody wants to be around somebody because they make them feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not doing that for people, even in the gym, it's not everybody in that gym. Like when people are like, oh, I can't come to your gym, everybody's jacked. I go, trust me, not everyone is jacked. It's not the case at all.
No, it's not the case.
But everyone's trying.
Yeah. And everyone is excited to be there, which at one point I was like, I don't know if I could come to this gym because people like working out on a Sunday. I remember going to the gym on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I never went to. And I was out all night. And the gym was fucking packed. And everybody was excited to be there. And it felt like nobody had drank the night before, rang in the new year, nothing. Like everyone was there to start their fucking year off right.
But think about like if we weren't open that day and we weren't doing that, what would those people do?
Yeah.
Right? Like so.
How would you start your year?
Yeah. How do you start your year? You want to start out as
where most gyms were not open.
No.
And most gyms, even if you're open, you're there working out yourself. It's not a community at all, which was probably the most impressive thing to me was that everybody was really just like, this is the best way that they could think to start off their year.
With people who share a similar mindset.
Yeah.
In a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel like you belong. Why wouldn't I do that for people?
Yeah.
Like that's the best part of my job.
Yeah. And I think you were open on Christmas Day too, weren't you?
Yeah.
I remember going Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Half the people who go to my gym are Jewish. How could I not be open on Christmas?
Yeah. Christmas Eve, it was packed. But I feel like for you, you don't subscribe to a victim mentality. I think that we both kind of grew up that way. You know, like I grew up that way because my mom was an immigrant mom who had been through more things. I mean, you know my story. I was conceived through rape. So there's no like victim mentality. If that woman can get through anything and get us here, like there's no excuses for life, right? And I think for you, it's kind of the same thing where it's like somebody could look at you and be like, oh, he's strong, he's charming, he's good looking, he's over 6 feet tall, he's got a business, he's in the spotlight. Like what? You've had a perfect life according to people, right? But like for you, you had like you grew up in New York, New Jersey, diverse neighborhood at the time.
It was predominantly black and Hispanic. We're the only Italian family. Yeah,
being from North Jersey.
In the 80s and 90s, it wasn't as diverse as it is now.
But you had a dad who was really tough on you, and my mom was extremely tough on me. Yeah, which I'm thankful for now.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely things that I've heard throughout the years that have really like solidified what I believed my whole life. And one of the things is, you know, I know you're a big Tony Robbins person like myself. I was watching his documentary. I went to his show, and he's always like blame responsibly and all this shit that I could be like, well, my dad did this, and you know, this person did that to me. It's like I got picked on. You know, and that's why sometimes people get so fucking pissed when I say this, but I'm like, we need to bring back bullying for sure. You know, all these fucking school shooters need to be bullied. You know, they wouldn't be doing some of the shit they'd be doing if they. But anyway, like I got bullied, and because I was treated that way, and whether they wanted to do it or not, or they knew what they were doing or not, it was like, hold on, I don't like the way these people are treating me. I can't yell at everyone who makes fun of me for being fat. It was a school full of kids. It was kids on my block. It was my family. Everybody made fun. I'm like, well, I need to change my reality if this bothers me that much. So I was like, all right, how do I change this? Now I'm watching people I admire, and I think more people need to be like, who do I admire? Why do I admire them? And how can I mimic the things they're doing that make them admirable? So for me, I'm watching like The Predator, and I'm looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm like, oh my God, like I wish he was my dad, or I wish he was my friend, or I want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what's he doing? Oh, he goes to the gym, he works out, like even down to the fact that like, I remember watching a video being like 18, 19 years old, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was smoking a cigar. And I'm like, I gotta fucking start smoking cigars now too. This guy's, he does and then I'm like, I'm putting the pieces together. I'm like, all right, I like this person for this, and I like this person for this. Like the amount of people, one of the things that I did take from my father is like when my dad walked in a room, he'd bullshit with everybody, make fun of everybody, talk to everybody. And everybody loved him. They're like, your dad's the man. He's the best. I'm like, fuck, I got to be more like that. So I'm like, all right, now I'm going to take his personality and Arnold Schwarzenegger's work ethic and Sylvester Stallone's kind of charisma. And I'm like, I'm going to try to be this guy. This is going to be who I want to be. And that's what I tried to do. It's like I just wanted to mimic. I just found the traits that I saw that were magnetic for me, and that's who I wanted to be. And that's what I think more people need to be. It's like, who do you admire? Why do you admire them? And then try to take that and make it your own.
Do you appreciate that your dad critiqued the shit out of you?
Oh my God, absolutely. And that's what I was saying, the Tony Robbins, the blame responsibly. It's like, I could be mad at my father for shitting on me. I could be mad at every kid in my school, but I'm like, I use that as fuel. Like there are so many now speakers and motivational speakers and stuff we talk about, like anytime somebody makes you feel a certain way, anytime life gets hard, use that as fuel.
Yeah.
And I do. It's like even 2 nights ago, last night, I'm walking home from jiu-jitsu and I'm like, nothing is working. The gym sucks. The event sucks. My life sucks. My apartment. And I'm like, it's just all weighing on me. I'm like, how do I suck at everything? I'm looking at 25-year-olds who have millions of dollars. I was on the phone with my buddy last night. He bought his father a Lamborghini, right? And I'm like, dude, I want to buy my mom a fucking Nissan. Yeah. And I can't do it. I'm like, another car payment would crush me right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I so fucking bad at it? And I'm like, you know what? Flip it. I'm like, all right, I have 2 gyms. I got to make them better. I have so many great people around me. I got to just utilize what I have, stop thinking about what I don't have, and just leverage that. And I was going to do this whole rant on Instagram and be like, we all have it really good right now. The fact that people are making up their own problems right now is really good. I am in fear of what's to come next. I feel like this is the end of like the human error, and we're going to fall victim to all this AI shit. But at the same time, it's like, why aren't we enjoying right now? Because we can't stop this this thing that's coming. Yeah. And if we could just enjoy what we have right now and stop fucking fighting over dumb shit and arguing over shit that we really can't control, it's just like, just enjoy the moment. Right now, all we have is this conversation and this moment, and just enjoy that. And it's like, yes, be aware of the future and understand what happened in the past, but try to just enjoy right now. And I try to do that as much as possible, because even when I was talking about opening this new gym, I'm like, is this even feasible? Should I even do this? Is it a waste of my time and money? So we all struggle with it. I don't know anyone. I've never met anyone who says, no, everything's going great. The richest people I know have problems. The poorest people I know probably have problems, but different type of problems. Yeah. You know? Like we talk about it all the time. Yeah. Like our first thought is like, fuck, do I have enough money for that? Yeah. Rich people are like, somebody's trying to fuck me out of my money. Yeah. You know?
No, but I think one of the biggest conversations we have is, holy shit, like, I didn't think I'd be doing this this many years later. I didn't think I'd be making this. I didn't think I'd be, and we're doing it, and we're finding out how extremely hard it is, how it didn't set us free.
No.
How the amount of money that we make now is not what we thought it'd be valued at. The amount of effort that we put in or what we built wasn't enough to just like set us free.
What did we say? What was it, this morning or yesterday, where we were talking about, had you have told us 20 years ago what we'd be making now, I would have thought I was the richest kid I know.
Yeah, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough. I think my favorite Tony Robbins line was, I think it's something that he always recites in the beginning. I've been to like a million of these, but life happens for you, not to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is the most important thing. And I feel like that's the thing I've always clinged on to the most is like, I've never felt like my past was something to like be ashamed of or be angry about. It's actually something I'm really proud of. Like where I've come from, where I'm going, it fuels the fuck out of me to feel like that happened for me. Like I almost feel somewhat special that like of the things that I've been able to go through. And because I'm like, wow, that like my life has so much meaning to it.
I definitely have felt shame in the past before. I think winning, I think that's why people need to become the best version of themselves and work out and do hard shit, because after you accomplish certain things, then you could look back and say, well, I was ashamed to talk about that, to admit that and look at it for what it was. But now I'm at this other point. Like I didn't want to tell people I was sleeping in my car at night. It makes me look like a fucking bum.
Yeah.
Like where I came from. It's like, me and my brother shared a room smaller than this for my whole life. And I slept on Batman sheets till I was fucking 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have a lot growing up. Now that I do have something, I could be proud of something. I'm still not where I want to be, and I still want to strive to be better. And I think everyone, if we were all striving to be better, right, you elevate everybody around you. That's why I say the things I say. And everybody's like, oh, do you really believe this shit? I'm like, I truly believe it, because if I can make you in great shape, that means, and this is the way I truly look at it, if you and Jadri and the Andersons and everybody else who comes in the morning, if you guys all look impeccable, that means you're going out there and everyone's like, fuck, Rachel looks great. I want to look like Rachel. You're a walking billboard for me.
100%.
Why wouldn't I want to see you succeed? And then if my clients who are looking for apartments are like, oh, hey, I want to move to Dumbo. Use my girl.
Yeah.
Why? Because now my client has more money. So now she's going to stay with me for longer. Now I helped her out. So now it elevates her, which makes me look better, because now I have this real estate agent in Brooklyn who kills it, who looks great. You're going to make me just look so much better if I pull you up with me or you pull me up with you. That's why I think more people have this like scarcity mindset. That, you know, the guys I fuck with the most in the fitness industry are around the block for me and do the exact same thing as me.
Yeah.
And they're my fucking boys.
No, but I feel like what you're speaking to is not even opportunistic things. I think it's just building community, right? And you've built a community that is a reflection of you. I think a lot of people could see you, not know who you are, think that you're Hollywood. Like, I'd be the first to say you're probably one of the most generous people I know in and outside the gym. You're probably, even though probably people wouldn't assume that, you're probably one of the most patient people I've ever worked with. But you truly care about the people that you work with. Like, I've seen you let people work out for free. I know if I were to lose my job tomorrow, you wouldn't just cut me off. Like, I think that speaks to how you grew up. I think that scarcity mindset, even though we've been through a lot and we're like, all we've learned is that we have to keep going.
Yeah.
I don't always think that that's the healthiest thing in the world, is that push your mentality, because we definitely feel the effects of the trauma of that being entrepreneurs. We throw ourselves into the biggest fires possible because of the things that we came up from, right? Yeah. Like, you grew up poor, I grew up poor, right? Like, your dad declared bankruptcy. I lived in
Twice.
shelters.
Yeah.
So like our relationship with money and like getting to be somebody is probably a little fucked up.
Were you the one who's saying that, like, somebody said that everybody, it was the hot takes, right? It was the Subway takes?
The hot takes, like, obsessed with Subway takes. Kareem, like, is doing something so right with that. Somebody's hot take, it was so good, was like, at some point in your life, everybody should be poor.
100%.
They said 5 years, doesn't have to be consecutive, but you should know what it's like to go to the grocery store, swipe your card, and that shit not go through. Like, and Kareem said, 100% agree. It would flood the world with an incredible amount of empathy.
Well, here's my thing, because you have this generation of people now coming up whose family made money in the 20th century. They made it, no matter what they were doing, now they're dying or they're passing it along to the next generation of people who are coming up, these Gen Zers and even the generation after that. And they don't even know what it's like to not have. Like when you, that, it touches me in such a way when you're like, when you go to the grocery store and you can't buy the shit.
Real.
I know what that feels like.
So many people do.
I'll tell you what.
And you feel like no one knows what that shit feels like when you go through it.
We went to a KB toy store in the Willowbrook Mall. I'm pretty sure it's Willowbrook Mall. And I forget what it was. It's like Ninja Turtles had just come out. We were little, young. And this kid got caught stealing something at the store. My dad went over and paid for it. We didn't get shit.
Wow.
So he paid for it, the kid, to not get in trouble. And he's like, I'm a cop, blah, blah, blah. He's like, here, I'll just pay for it. And I was like, holy shit, we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
And my dad made sure that this kid didn't get in trouble. So I saw that as a kid. And now I'm like, well, that impacted me. That was one of those things I said, I need to hold on to that.
No, you're definitely that person. Like, if you're ever around Kenny Santucci, just know he's going to pay. Yeah. It's a very rare moment he lets you pay. But it's so funny because, like, your dad has these, like, really, like, you have these extreme opposite stories of your dad. I feel like my mom's kind of the same way, too. But it's, like, it's so interesting because, like, they give you the old school shit. Like, the untherapized shit, like, going bankrupt. But at the same time, like, was it your dad wrote a bad check just to buy you a shirt that you wanted when you were, like, Sportsville, right? Because we
went to, we were at a comic book store next to deli we used to go to all the time. But yeah, I mean, I saw the extremes of, like, somebody's personality. Like, he was the most generous and the most helpful and the most loved. And then he could be the biggest prick in the world too. And I think, like, even today I was talking to a buddy of mine who I go to jiu-jitsu with. He's like, dude, I got 4 kids at home. I have, a business I got to run. He's like, would I like to go to therapy? Sure, but I can't really fit it in. He goes, so I go to jiu-jitsu and I get 2 things done. And I go, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I go, I'm trying to run my business. I'm trying to stay in shape. I want to do this. It feels good to me. So when people are like, oh, you should go see a therapist. I'm like, I do. I try to go 4 to 5 times a week. They're like, wow, that's impressive. I'm like, yeah, I go to jiu-jitsu. Like, it just puts me in a better mindset. So no matter what it is that puts you into a better mindset. I said this last night in that post. I was like, exercise, working out, doing something physical, especially lifting weights, will put you immediately into, even if it's 1% better mindset, better health position. No, think of a problem and it'll improve it.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I ever heard, Greg Glassman, who is, everyone hates him now, but he was the guy who founded CrossFit. And he had said, one of the things that he had done early on in CrossFit, he's like, write 6 problems in your life, put them in a box and put it away. And in 6 months, take that box out and see what is improved. He goes, I promise you, at least one of those things in your life will have improved from exercising.
That's a super powerful exercise.
Right?
Yeah.
And there are so many people that could benefit from that. Right?
Yeah.
That idea of, like, if you just start exercising right, are you depressed? Are you lonely? Are you dealing with health issues? Exercise will improve. There is so much of, I tell this story all the time. Peter Attia was just on 60 Minutes. And he was talking about They didn't think that they could improve bone density. People thought you get to a certain point in life, your bone density starts to fall apart and you can't improve it. Now they're seeing the effects of exercise and how you could build bone density later on in life, 50, 60, 70 years old. I was training a guy, this is probably 2015, 2016, who was coming to my old gym. He was probably 61, 62 years old. He got diagnosed with bone cancer. He had stage 2 bone cancer. He started coming to the gym. He's like, Ken, this is it. They gave me about 6 months to live, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, holy fuck, man. I'm like, all right, well, just keep coming in. He's like, no. I was like, dude, trust me. This is just come in, right? Because you're clearly like hanging out here. He was like one of the guys. He'd bullshit with everybody, hang out. Did he move the best? No. But he, 6 months later, when he was supposed to die, came back and his body, he had like 40 or 50% of his bone was riddled with cancer. Mm-hmm. It dropped to about 20%, which is fucking insane. Mm-hmm. Here's a major health issue that most people are like, you're going to die by this point. He stayed in the gym. He continued to work out. And when he was supposed to die, he was better than he was. So I tell people, don't do it for the aesthetics. Don't do it to get laid. I mean, those things will happen.
No,
hopefully.
I think everybody needs a carrot stick. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was straight up vanity going into this. And I remember you telling me, you're like, this vanity can't be your only thing. Yeah. I feel like the story of what you just told of your life being physically saved by the gym is actually a really common story. Like a lot of people with cancer will say that their life changed, or a lot of people who were terminally ill or whatever have said that working out and diet changes your life. 100%. And there's so many times I've gone to you and I've been like, this person's going through this or that. Like, how can we help them? But very few people subscribe to the fact that going to the gym or eating right works. Right? Yeah. Like, I don't, it's kind of a crazy thing, right? Like that it actually
because people are like,
works.
Well, it's not going to save everyone. It's like, no shit.
It's a really hard thing to do.
Peanuts aren't good for everyone.
I mean,
you can eat peanuts and drop fucking dead. I can eat peanuts and love them. Like, certain things will work for certain people, but on the greater whole of things, important. Movement will save 99% of people, right? Like, your body, I talk about this all the time. You lay somebody in a bed, and you lay in that bed for the next 3 weeks, your body's going to atrophy. You're going to start to get sick. You're going to start to fall apart. Things aren't going to feel as well. Get up and start moving, and instantly you'll feel better. Perfect example. My dad goes to the hospital, has a stroke in 2018, 2019. I'm walking him around the hospital. Every fucking nurse that he dealt with hated him because he was such an annoying prick. Scream and yell at people and stuff from the bed. I'd get him up. I'd walk him around the hospital. We'd go for a walk in the park next to the hospital and stuff. He'd come back. They were like, he was so much nicer when he came back. He was so much more receptive when he came back.
That dramatic of a difference.
That dramatic of a difference. Now, at our age, it doesn't really matter as much. At that age, it's a massive difference. So, mood, right? Like chemically and hormonally, like there 100%. Are things going on in your body that'll make you feel better. You could only hold on to an emotion for so long. Yeah. Right? I think it's like 2 minutes is the max that you could hold on to an emotion. Now you could keep remembering it and relive it. However, you could only really hold on to an emotion for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like how long are you really like that pissed off?
Yeah. I think it's this year. I had a surgery this year. I've had surgery before, but the recovery time was insane for me. The fact that, my body didn't gain like 40, 50 pounds after the surgery. Like it was nothing that dramatic because of us working out. And I remember you saying like, you're going to heal a lot quicker this time. Like you're going to bounce back a lot quicker this time. I think it's absolutely fucking genius that you created a gym that was called Strength Club and that you created a movement called Strong, because I had lost a dramatic amount of weight before I even met you. And, but I remember I'd lost like 40 pounds at my first gym that I went to regularly. And it was incredible. And like, it was such an important time in my life. It was such an important gym for me to be at, to be able to like solidify that habit, you know? But I remember also being 47% body fat, which is outrageous because I went from down. It's like not socially acceptable to talk about your weight anymore. I've noticed that. Like people will get so upset if I talk numbers. So I'm trying to be polite. But I went down like 40 pounds. And when I look, and you've seen pictures from that time, how I looked then compared to how I look now is insanely different because of that body fat, because I wasn't doing strength training. Mm-hmm. And again, like the hardest thing ever. And I think when you're doing something that is not your forte, and it's still not something that like, I'm so thankful for the gym, but I'm not like somebody who's like, can't wait to work out. Yeah, I'm definitely not a gym rat. Like, but I would say that it's so important to go to a place where you can absolutely be yourself. Like I say it all the time to everyone. You're not around to hear me say it, but I'm like, why I work out with you is because I literally could show up like as I was, right? Like it's still to this day. I don't have to pretend to like fucking love it. I don't have to fucking, you know, like rip a shirt apart to fucking prove to you that I'm in this. Like I'm in it. Some days I'm not fucking in it. Like it just is what the fuck it is.
But that's life, right?
That's life, right? Yeah. Like, and that's the thing. I think it's so important to go to a place where you can absolutely fucking be yourself. Because one thing that Strength Club did for me, and the idea of you're like, well, fuck being skinny, be strong. I became strong. Like, and I mean strong in my life, and I was already a pretty strong bitch, but like the way that I showed up to work was just a different mentality. The way that I showed up like prepared to play was so different for me and so fucking pivotal because the world has been so hard post-COVID that I wonder like who I'd be, what I'd be. Even if there were times I felt like going to the gym saved my relationships, you know, around me, like not just business, but personal relationships because I just approached them differently. And I'm a pretty intense person, but it just allowed me to relieve like a lot of just understanding who I am and getting a better depth and knowledge. And this is coming from somebody who goes to the gym every day out of necessity, out of loving to be in that place, not necessarily loving everything I do there, but understanding like, okay, this is necessary for my life. Like I was always the girl who went to the gym for 30 days, 3 months before a trip to Miami. But like lifestyle, that was never fucking me. And like I credit the gyms that let you be yourself. I would say like there are days that we're both grumpy but like we're always our fucking self. And I think that if you can't come as you are, that's probably not your gym home. You know what I mean? Like if you have to train with somebody who's every day is like, let's go champ, let's fucking do this. And like the cheerleader. Yeah. Like, and that's good to have. Cause I think there's moments you cheer me on. I think there's moments you're hard on me and you're like, fuck this. No, you're going to do this shit. Or I'll be like, am I done? And you're like, no, you're not fucking done. So I think it's good that like you are a real fucking person and we have real honesty, which has allowed us to build trust, right? And I think if you can be in that vulnerable space with anybody, then that change is bound to come.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about a personal trainer or even a coach and you're in a group class, if you don't feel like you could talk to that person just as much as you could rely on them for whatever level of expertise they have, then you're probably in the wrong place. You know, and if somebody's gonna fucking lie to you, I mean, that's what bugs the shit out of me. Yeah. I don't give a shit, you know, what you think you know. You can know all the science in the world. If you're not willing to be upfront with somebody, like if my gym is crumbling around me and my business is falling apart and you're just going to be like, everything's great, you're doing such a good job. If you're not willing to tell me the truth, then you're not my friend. Yeah. I don't look at people who are fucking lying. Like anybody who wants to pat you on the ass and tell you you're doing a good job. Last night, my best friend called me up and he's like, you know, I was like, dude, the last thing I need to hear right now is what you thought of strong. Cause he's like, hey, I want to give you some feedback. I'm like, not fucking tonight, dude. Not tonight. And you know what? I'm like, you know what? It's better I hear it. Go ahead. What do you think? And we sat on the phone for about an hour after I got out of jiu-jitsu and got beat up for an hour. And I was telling him, I was like, you know what? I go, here's what I'll tell you too about, and he's got a couple restaurants in New Jersey. And I was like, here's what I think you're doing wrong and where you could improve. I go, because I was telling him, I go, there's this restaurant in Sparta that me and Christy and Julian were all talking about the other day. And we were like, oh, we'll take a ride out there when we go out to Jersey next week. We'll take a ride out to this burger spot in Sparta that has no seed oils. They're getting all this attention. There's like lines out the door. I'm like, right now, you need to flip the script. Don't be the comfort guy. Be the healthy guy in the burger space. Let's get you. You're a fat fuck. Let's get you to the gym. Let's get you working out more. Let's do the, and revamp it. You're right now, you need to revamp your shit. And that's what I told him. And he goes, you're right. And that's why we've been friends for 25 years. Because you
could be real with him and he could be real with you.
He ripped me a new asshole. He's like, you did this wrong, this wrong. And I'm like, I need to hear that. I can't see it because I'm so in it. And that's what I think most people don't realize is like when you're in it, you can't see what's around you. Right? So I was like, you know what? You're right. I could have done that better. I could have done this better. I could have planned this out. So now that makes my business better.
Yeah.
Now I could go to him because I know he's going to tell me the truth. My sister, right? Send me a picture. She was going to some party or something. She goes, you're the only one who's going to tell me the truth. How's this look? And I'm like, I want to be that person. Because if you're the fucking nice guy to everybody, oh my God, you look great. No one knows what you really think. What's the first thing
I fucking said earlier? I said, okay, make sure everything is fucking charged. Make sure there's batteries for this shit. Because if there's anybody who's going to have some shit to say, it's going to be fucking Kenny. Yeah. I was like, he won't just rip you apart for the sake of ripping you apart. But if there's something to point, he's going to fucking point it out. So make sure every fucking thing is fucking
But I do it to myself, too.
No. And I'm the same. And I said, what did I say to you? I said, I don't get offended by it because I'm the same fucking way. So I actually appreciate it.
Well, because I know, like what I was talking about with the curtain, because I know if I change this to green and it lights up the room, oh, fuck, that looks so much better. Yeah. Why didn't anyone tell me that?
Yeah, 100%. I get so fucking pissed.
When I'm in the middle of talking to this guy and Christy's like, we were talking about this marketing guy and he's going to help me change the event and stuff. And I go, dude, listen, if you're not going to tell me where I'm fucking up, I'm not paying you $1.
Yeah.
I need you to be brutally honest with me. I don't take my feelings out of the fucking equation. Yeah. Feelings don't fucking matter. I want to get better. So if it means being hard on me, great.
I remember years ago, somebody posted a picture on social media and I looked at my best friend at the time and I go, are you fucking kidding me? This is the way I fucking look? And she started laughing. I was like, no, why the fuck hasn't anybody said anything to me? And she was like, I thought you knew. Like, you were going through a tough season. It's fine. I'm like, no, that's not fucking friendship. Like, you cannot fucking let me look crazy like this. That's crazy.
I can't call anyone a friend unless they're willing to be honest with me. Like, I need you to be honest with me.
Now, I do want to preface that with, like, not everybody can handle that. That's not for everybody. Sure. I completely, like, want to be sensitive to that and understand that.
When you start to get comfortable with the uncomfortable in the gym, in life, in conversation, watch all the shit improve.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's a journey that was accelerated for you. And and part of what I wanted, I think the most important thing, obviously you're the fitness guy. Like you're going to give us all the best fucking advice. Google him. He'll have YouTube him. He'll have a million fucking podcasts on the best fitness advice. I think the thing that is so important and hard to extract out of anybody who's successful in business and
haven't quite figured that out yet.
I think the journey, right? Like I think we're both successful in still fucking standing and surviving in this fucking city, having a fucking decent place to live, you know, and having businesses that we can hold on to and call our own. Because the reality is like, it's a fucking journey that's never ending. And one that you keep thinking that you'll be so much further in. But like the road to that journey, I think everybody thinks because of social media is so much easier than it is. No. But like for you obviously if you don't know, Kenny was on MTV. I feel like it ages me to like say that, but to know it, right?
Well, it ages me more. People watch it are like, he's never been on that show.
Like, 100%.
It's been
like
10 years.
Yeah, like if you know the show, I kind of feel like I look at you and I'm like, how old are you?
Yeah, I think I've accelerated a lot of that, like how my personality comes across on television, or how it came across.
Well, you were a kid then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was that? But there were people are like, oh, you're mean to people, you're rude to people. I'm like, wait, I thought we were all playing a game here.
Yeah.
And my goal is to win this game. And if you are physically unfit to help me win this game, why the fuck would I have you here?
No,
It's like you have a business.
Yeah.
If you had 3 people sitting in your office who can't do anything but all want a paycheck, you'd be like, hold on, this business plan doesn't work anymore.
No, it worked. You were wildly entertaining. You won a bunch of competitions. I think my point is like, it's interesting that you had that period of time, which was like a pretty successful period of time. And then you go home and your dad's like, cool, I want you to be a firefighter. Like, I want you to take the safest job ever.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't want you to struggle. And here you are like, I just came off of TV. I've won a bunch of money. I want to start a gym. Like, to me, that sounds brilliant, right? I think to, like, your dad who's old school.
A baby boomer, they're like, that's the worst idea.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And, like, your dad did not take to that at all, right?
No.
Like, what did he say you could make? It was, like, some, like...
Well, it was, at the time, it was like, I think if I stayed on the fire department for 10 years, my top salary would have been like 70 grand. And he's like, oh, but you only work 2 days a week. It's like, you're there all night. They're waking you up in the middle of the night because of fucking fire. And then where I would have been in New Jersey as a firefighter, I would have also had to be like an EMT too. So now you're reporting to like fucking people's bodies getting ripped over. Like, I don't want to see any of that shit. I have the weakest stomach. I don't want to deal with any of this shit. Like, I don't even like my own blood, let alone somebody else's all over me. And so he was like, you could do this for 10 years. You could have a side hustle and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but if I go all in on this gym thing, I'm going to be so much better off.
Yeah.
He's like, but there's no money. Nobody makes money in gyms. And I'm like, I feel like somebody's got to be doing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm hoping I become really good at it. I'm just going to go all in and just hope to be good at it. And he's like, you're a fucking moron. We didn't talk for months. We would argue all the time. My father thought I was the biggest degenerate loser, fuck up. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like I proved him right. Sometimes
But like life's trajectory though, don't you think when you look back at that, like life is about proving somebody fucking wrong, right? When you're on this like path of like, I'm willing to go through a lot of pain to get to where the fuck I have to be. I think a lot of times it is about proving somebody wrong, right?
Yeah. And I listen, at the same time, like blame responsibly. And as much as my dad was a prick and like fought me on it, thought I was a moron, told me I'm going to lose all my money and all this shit. The day I got the keys to the place and we had to start tearing it apart, my dad, my 2 uncles, my brothers were all standing at the door. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So, and literally day in and day out, we ripped up flooring, broke down walls, ripped out electrical. Like my dad and my uncles did most of the work there. Probably 70% of the work that needed to get done, they did. You know.
But that's like what love comes down to, right? Like it's not the like.
And that's why when people are like, oh, you know, I've had multiple clients. And I really take pride in this, that I've had multiple clients come out to me about being gay, that they felt comfortable. They're like, hey, I want you to be one of the first people I tell about this.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I knew because you're very gay. But I'm glad you felt comfortable enough to come out to me. And they're like, you knew? I go, buddy, I've never heard you talk about the way you talk about girls, the way girls talk about girls. So, but no, I take pride in that because they felt comfortable enough to talk to me about it. And when they're like, I don't know what my mother's going to say or what my dad's going to say. And I'm like, listen, as somebody who's kind of not dealt with the same thing, but like when you're admitting something to your parents and you don't want to tell them something but you tell them anyway. It's like they have a choice. They could either continue to love you or disown you. And I think it'd be harder for them to disown you and never talk to you again. I have a client now who absolutely I've known this dude forever. He's 1000% gay. His family's super religious. And I'm like, dude, you live in New York.
Yeah.
I've never seen you with a fucking woman.
Yeah.
I feel bad because you're like living this fucking life. A couple of years ago, we had at my gym, we had this outwad thing. So a buddy of mine ran this like gay kind of workout thing within CrossFit. And I was like, let's do something for Pride Month at the gym. We'll do a whole workout. And one of the first things I had everybody do, we had like 75 guys. And I was like, who wants to tell their story coming out? And the amount of guys who I'm like, fuck. I remember being excited, being a fat, ugly fuck, and thinking a girl was hot in high school. And I couldn't tell her because I might as well have been bug repellent. I don't think she would have pissed on me if I was on fire. I couldn't tell her that. I couldn't imagine being gay and liking somebody. And you can't tell anybody.
Yeah.
At least I could tell my brothers. I'm like, oh, I think this girl's hot. Imagine like not being able to tell your friends or your family like, hey, I like guys, because you're afraid of like what the repercussions are. That's what I was even saying the other day. It's so much harder to do it as a kid because when you're younger, you think everybody cares about everything. There's all this weight on your shoulders. As we get older, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I show up everywhere in sweatpants. I don't give a shit.
No.
When I was younger, I was buying stupid Cavaricis and shit so I could fit in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that your dad definitely blessed you with the spirit of a lot of honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's like a good thing, right?
Yeah. Well, people, you're eventually going to get exposed. As much as people don't, love getting lied to, they could smell bullshit.
Yeah.
And the more honest you are with people, the more open, it's like eventually people will find out who you are. So if you're upfront with them right away, I love somebody. I mean, that's why I got along so fast with Johnny. Johnny was one of those people who's just like, he's him. He doesn't give a shit who knows where it is, how he delivers it. And we just hit it off right away because it was just like, that's him, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I love that in somebody.
Yeah.
I think you open the floodgates to people being real.
No, it's true. I think even if it's like they're not the most palpable or they're not even like you, the fact that somebody's honest, it's hard not to respect that.
And like, I mean, I don't want to use names, but like obviously I've had clients that you've met before who are just like, they're pretending they're something they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're acting like they're some fucking activist or they're better than everybody else or they have had it so hard. I'm like, you're a fucking rich kid from Great Neck, Long Island. You've never really had a hard day.
Yeah.
Not to say that people can't have that hard day, but it's like to relate to somebody who's grown up with nothing.
Right.
Like they have different issues,
I think the most New York shit you could have ever gone through was sleeping in your car, starting a gym.
Yeah.
Because like loving something that much or believing in it that much, I think it's a really fucking real moment to sleep. Like that is literally a New York story, right? Yeah. Like it's a made for TV movie, sleeping in your fucking car and having a business that failed.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many people, like I put my heart and soul into that thing and, getting it taken from you and losing it. And I'm like, oh, I did all this. But the more I dwell on me sleeping in the car, the more I use that as a badge of honor. It's like, it wasn't that. It was like, here's what's going to happen for you to get to Mordor, right? Yeah. You want to get to this place that you need to get to. You need to figure this out. It's not going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. Like even the richest people I know had a very hard time getting to the promised land. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be, for my journey, it was sleeping in car, losing money, losing friends. Like there's going to be all these downs. The downs are going to be super down and sometimes the ups will be up, but it's like, and then sometimes you get there and you're like, here you are. And if you don't soak it in and take it in for the minute that you have it, it'll pass you by.
Yeah.
So, I think enjoying the journey, right? Like I have a video saved on my phone of one of the last nights I slept in my car. And I was like, this will be one of the last nights I sleep in my car.
Really?
Yeah. I have the video.
That's crazy. How long did you sleep in your car for?
It was on and off. Like, obviously, like, there's a lot of ladies out there in New York City I have to thank for taking me in and let me sleep in their bed.
You're the influencer I read about that was like a homeless influencer, but she just she got on dating apps and stayed at a different guy's house every night.
Good for her.
Smart.
Yeah, it's a smart lady.
It's a great hustle.
But yeah, it was friends' couches. I'd sleep at the gym a lot, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I felt like there were people who used to sleep like at businesses that I'd work at.
Yeah. And listen, there are a lot of people who do it. And there are a lot of people who are afraid to admit it. They're like, oh, I failed. It's like, no, it's part of the journey. I think it's
No, I think failure is probably the hardest, most humiliating thing in the world. But I think that New York City, the beauty of this place, I always say it's a place that makes space for your trauma. But it's also a place where, like, it forces new chapters on you. Mm-hmm. Like, you can never just sit still in a chapter and think that life is just going to be, unless you're ridiculously rich. I don't know those people. Maybe there are those people, but I feel like as a business owner, like, life comes at you fast and hard. In New York, seasons change really fucking quick. Mm-hmm. And some seasons are great, and you're like, holy fuck, how did I fucking recover after that? Like, I was at my fucking lowest. I didn't think I'd get back up. Yeah. And then some seasons you're so fucking high that you forget you even had that season until it fucking hits you again.
I agree. I think, it's the energy here in the city that, like, that's why I needed New York in the name of my business, because to me, it was, I remember sitting across the river and being at, I think failure is when you're complacent, you stay where you're at. Because had I have stayed at the port when I was working at the port, I wanted to come to New York. I remember sitting on the docks in New Jersey, looking at the city, because there's a perfect view from Elizabeth to Manhattan. You could see it. And I'm just like, I need to be there. That's
How old were you when you came here?
25, 26, something like that.
And how old were you when you were sleeping in your car?
Like 30.
30.
Yeah.
Were you having super identity crisis moment?
I was like, all my friends had money. Everybody I knew had an apartment. I'm like, I'm a fucking loser. I am an absolute fucking failure. I'm like, but here was the hardest part. I went from being on TV for people looking at me like, oh, the amount of dumb fucks who have said to me like, oh, you're on TV. Why don't you get in a movie? I go, that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that.
So fucking easy.
Yeah, I'm going to call Scarcity tomorrow. I'm going to be like, could you put me in the next fucking Goodfellas? What? No, you moron. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, to be looked at like I was like a celebrity. Like here I was 3 years before that. Now I'm like 21 when I was on television. 22, 23, 24. I'm making more money than I ever thought I'd make. And now I never made $1 million. So let's just put into perspective.
But for that time, right? And for being in your early 20s with no fucking responsibility.
Now it's like you see these kids who have Lamborghinis and they're multimillionaires and they're fucking doing all this crazy shit. That no one knew anybody like that. That wasn't a thing 20 years ago. And for me to have like 50 grand in the bank, I'm like,
that's crazy. But that is crazy.
I got to fucking Jenkinson's.
I was check to check at that time in my life.
Yeah.
Literally, barely.
I got a check for like 50 grand from one of the shows. I get down to the Jersey Shore. I'm like, drinks on this guy. Everybody. Him too. Give him one. I blew through that fucking money so quick. Some idiot the other day was on Instagram and they were like, yeah, but you got to understand, man, he opened up a gym because he had all that MTV money. I go, how much you think was there? I go, dude, by the time I was 30, it was gone. Yeah. Every dollar and then some. When I was done with the second gym, I had about 65, 70 grand worth of debt on a credit card that was just burying me. The interest. And I had no money coming in because now everybody's like, oh, you have a business. I go, yeah, but if I dumped all the money in and it's not making any money yet, there's no money to be had. Yeah. So I'm just putting everything on a credit card. So now I'm like, all right, I'll go bartend. I'll shovel shit. I'm taking fucking side jobs. Here's another embarrassing thing that I fucking hated talking about for the longest time. Like my agency that I was with was getting me like, I was like, I'll do anything for fucking money. OnlyFans wasn't a thing. Otherwise, I probably would have been fucking on that doing gay porn or some shit. But at the time, I was like, I'll take anything. So there were ads for like costume shit, right? Halloween's right around the corner. And I'm like, The Punisher, or a fucking cowboy on the bag. So when you go to like Spirits, everyone, and you see the little bag with the fucking cowboy on it who looks like one of the Village people, that's me. They have the rights to my picture for the next 20 fucking years. But like I was doing that. You know how much they paid me? $700, $800. I'm like, fuck it. I need the money.
Yeah.
And it was at the time I was fucking mortified over it. Now I'm like, I don't know. I've done dumber shit.
It's so crazy. I've done every fucking job in this city, and it cracks me up because one thing I noticed so quickly when I started working out with you is how many random people we had in common. Like how many people knew you, not from the show, but like real life experience. And I'm like, oh, you worked out with him? They're like, no, I was his modeling agent. Yeah. No, I knew him back. I'm like, how many fucking lives did this guy have? How many groups of people did this guy hang out with?
I would do that's all I know is hard work. I'm like, oh, it doesn't work. I just go work. I'm always like, how can I put more into my business? And if somebody said to me, just yesterday, Christy's like, oh, somebody hit you up about training. They want to come at 5 a.m. Great. You want to get up? I don't give a fuck.
100%.
They want to come at midnight? I'll meet them here.
It really doesn't matter.
That's why I built my own gym, so I could fucking train people at any.
No, I think that the thing that people think is when you have your own business, oh, it's great. It's your business. You have the freedom to go in and not go in. I have worked 7 days a week for for probably all of my adult life. And having your own business, you work way more than everybody else does. It's just, it's not part-time, it's not full-time, it's all the time. You're always on fucking call. You're always worried about something. You lay in bed awake for whatever the fucking reason is. But I think that like, to do it in New York, I mean, I'm not going to discount anybody who has a business anywhere, right? But like New York makes you bleed for it. Yeah. Like it really is. Like to have success in New York, like you are tested constantly.
I think one of the misunderstandings is, because I've met plenty of idiots in my day, and they're like, well, if you take a week off, you can go on vacation and enjoy yourself. I go, okay, how's this? Anywhere you fucking go now is 10 grand.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck where you're going. If I go to Miami, if I go to South Carolina, which I don't want to go to, if I even went down there for $500 a night, right? You fly down. Even if I drive down, you're talking about gas and food and all this shit. I spend 10 grand. Now I lose 10 grand because now I'm not at work. So now technically this thing cost me 20 grand. God forbid something happens. I got to fucking come up early and people are like, well, maybe you're doing something wrong. Oh, you fucking think? Yeah. You think I'm doing something wrong? Yeah, I think I fucked up enough to know when I'm doing something wrong. The problem is when you have your own business and it's not generating large amounts of money where it's like you could, if I made double what I make in a month and then you're like, oh, I could sit back a little bit, fine. But I don't know how many months that's going to happen, right? Like I've had good months at the gym and you're like, oh, fuck, we had a great month. But it's not so much that I could sit back because I still need to pay the electric. I still need to pay there's
not
bills
so much that you can't sit back. So Strong New York is a huge fitness expo, the only fitness expo in New York. This year you had 4,000 people, 3,000 people?
4,000.
4,000 people. I've known you for 3 expos now, so I should say I've been to 3 expos in a row. Every expo I've been to is dramatically better than the last one. Mm-hmm. And this one was definitely one of my favorite. But every single expo, you have yet to celebrate after any single, and I get it completely. I think it's absolutely disgusting that you don't celebrate something that huge, but I understand it because it's like the work is never done, right? And like, I also know that any entrepreneurs I know do not take the time to celebrate. I think that's extreme trauma response, probably not healthy. We probably should celebrate something, but forget about sitting back and being comfortable. You don't even take a moment to celebrate like these massive things that have happened to you. And I don't like, is there a moment that you stop and think, holy shit, I cannot believe how far I've come from sleeping in my car to my dad telling me that I should take this safe and secure job, that I'm an idiot for not doing that, to coming from Newark, New Jersey, to being a fat kid at 13 years old, to having fucking shitty headlines, you know, and reputational damage for things that you've never even had fucking real conversations over, to being this person who's put on this massive expo that has changed, forget your life, the lives of so many people around you who participated in that.
I think I don't know. I guess I felt I meant to do something for others. Like I truly believe like we're here to service other people. So I'm like, if I could help one person or 1,000 people, like that's what I want to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's like when somebody says, oh, I take care of my kids. Well, who the fuck do you want to take care of your kids? Who's supposed to take care of your kids? Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to take care of other people. Like, that's my job. Like, I don't need to celebrate the norm.
I don't think that's the norm. I think
and I also
it puts businesses on. It puts people on. I say all the time, like, yeah, I go to the gym, vanity purposes. Like, I'm not going to let myself not be able to wear that Prada outfit or whatever I want to wear. But at the end of the day, like, am I somebody... Like, you know me. Am I somebody who hangs out at, like, fitness events and, like, can't wait for that shit?
Yeah.
No, but this is a very different event. I've gotten a lot out of speakers. I've brought people that have, like, repeatedly... In fact, this morning, the girl who did my makeup this morning was like, oh, my gosh, I forgot to tell you that I had a client who told me they went to that expo that you took me to last year, and she loved it. And so I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I was like, what unique timing for you to tell me that I'm actually interviewing my trainer today from that expo. Yeah. Like, so the fact that it's had tremendous reach over people's lives and businesses who don't even work out, but found some sort of takeaway from that.
Yeah,
that's not normal, right?
I was talking to the guy from Kinetic today, and he's like, dude, it's my favorite event. That's why you keep coming back and blah, blah. I'm like,
Kinetic is my favorite drink. Yeah. They need to sponsor me. Yeah. I drink it every single day. I keep the lights on there, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely are. You drink it more than anybody else at the gym, that's for sure. No, but, you know, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. I don't need any extra praise for it. I don't need to fucking throw myself a party or
okay, but do you feel like when you're looking at the room and you're walking through it, is there ever like an aha moment or a holy shit moment?
I guess I'm just a miserable asshole. I look around and I'm like, there should be more people here. I fucked up on that. I missed that. Like, I think that's definitely an issue that I have, and that's what keeps me driven. It's the yin and yang of life.
Of not being comfortable in it. Is there ever like?
But yes, I appreciate that. Like, people are buying into what I'm doing, and I hope I'm doing something that's valuable to people. I want to add value into people's lives. It's more so for me. It's like, overcoming the shit that I've had to deal with. I've been canceled before it was even a fucking thing.
Cancel culture was a thing.
Yeah, that was, I guess, that makes me cooler than the rest of the people who have been canceled. And, you know, I've dealt with a lot of shit, and it's just like, okay, I look at it like the same, and I guess that's why I like combat sports. It's like, you're never going to win every one of them. The greatest fighters in the world have lost matches.
Yeah.
You're going to get punched in the face. You're going to get beat down. It's like, are you willing to keep coming? Are you willing to keep going? Because I think you could only fail when you give up.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why it's so poetic that you named your gym Strength Club and you named your event Strong, because it's like the biggest New York motto is like, only the strong survive. Yeah. Right? And I truly fucking believe that. Like, to be in this city, only the fucking strong survive. Like, you don't get a reward for being successful, right? Like, you get tested at every fucking angle. And like, this is the one city where even if you're doing something right, it never fucking feels like enough. No. Which feels like most people's childhood.
Well, because like, when you grow up in a small town, you know, no matter where you are in the country or in the world, people could always point to the person who's the most wealthy or the most well-known or whoever it is. They're like, oh, that guy owns this town, or this girl, she's the biggest deal in this town. Or it's like being the coolest kid in high school. In New York, you will never, ever be the most successful or the biggest deal. Like,
or the coolest kid in the room. Yeah, there is no cool kids.
Because now somebody was talking about something, and they're like, oh, well, this guy owns this club. Even in the gym space, right? You're like, oh, Lifetime's moving in. But I'm like, well, Equinox is still a bigger deal. And then there's like new clubs popping up all the time. Like you can't sit back and relax because there's somebody coming for your spot.
Yeah,
if you're in some small shithole little town, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like, it's like being the tallest fucking midget in school. You know, You could have that position. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
In New York, it is so hard to be good. You can't be good. You have to be great. You have to be great because people will poke holes in every fucking thing you do.
Yeah, but also in this town, in New York, I always say, like, even losing is so fucking exciting. Because I would never in my life would have thought that I'd be a real estate broker. I actually thought that was the most loser perception, like, ever. I always knew that New York was the one place I stumbled into this industry, but New York was the one place, the only place I'd ever be a real estate broker. And why? Because I like to hang out with people for a living. Yeah. Literally. And I would never do that in Jersey. I'd never do it in Idaho. I'd never do it anywhere else because in New York City, I'm blessed enough to have a storefront that I fought for, and I never know who's going to walk through that door. Yeah. Obama himself could walk through that fucking door. And every day, probably my most exciting days have never been with celebrities, but it's been with the people that I get to know, and I'm like, holy shit, like, how do not enough people know about you? Or, holy shit, you walked through this door and changed my entire energy, sometimes my entire life. You know, I've met the Jasons and, you know, so many people, the Marcellos and the Alfredos who knew my fucking best friends would be 6-year-old Italian men. Like, you know, but that's only this city could produce this many unique people for me to be like,
well, think about
I would open myself up to this profession.
Think how many shows like that mimic the life that we lead. Right? Like in New York City, right? You look at shows like Friends and Seinfeld. It's like just average, everyday people.
With no black people in it. Doesn't mimic my life. But yeah, no, well, definitely my favorite shows.
Yeah. But you think about it, like, I mean, I'm trying to think what's a Good Times? Jeffersons? I was a big Jeffersons guy. You know what was the weirdest show? What was it? Different Strokes.
Different Strokes is so fucking weird.
I know you had that dream growing up, some old white guy was going to adopt you.
If there was a Mr. Drummond for all of us.
Yeah. I wish I had one too.
Definitely would. Didn't he go to school in a limo?
Some old rich Jewish guy.
He would drive around the limo. Yeah. 1,000%. And they lived uptown.
Yeah. And you know what? It was so weird because I remember watching it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is everybody okay with this old white guy adopting these two black kids? Like, I'd be weird. I'd be like, what's he want with them? Like, what's he going to do with them? Yeah.
It was really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss that show.
But, you know, I think I was trying to think of the right way to say it, putting on a shirt like, in New York, everyone's hungry. Right? We're all hungry for something. Whether you're actually physically hungry or you're just trying to find what the next thing is. Right? We're all so driven. Like, we live in, I mean, your apartment's way fucking bigger than mine. But you're like, I wish I had more apartment. Yeah. I wish I had more money. I wish, there's got to be like a magnet in the ground that just sucks in all the hungriest people in the world that come here.
I think that the most important thing that I've ever realized was like, I remember when I lost all the weight and I was like, holy shit. I don't even know what to think about anymore. Like, this has obsessed my thoughts for years, whether I was like average size, skinny, big, whatever. Like, I fluctuated throughout my life. I'm like, diet culture have taken on like most of my thought process in life. Like, what the fuck am I going to think about? Like, it really obsessed my thoughts. That goal.
Now you're like, I need something else.
Yeah.
So it's...
And the same thing with like, I think for me, I'm like, oh, I wish I could just get rich tomorrow. I'm like, but what would I do with my... Like, the purpose of like working towards something, right? Competing against myself, being bigger than whatever. I never needed like a CrossFit competition because like, I think I've just always been at war with myself and in this battle of just being where I want to be, right? And I think that's most people. But there's a quote, first of all, if you don't follow Kenny because it's actually pretty entertaining. But there's always like these captions that you post. Not as much anymore, but you would post these like really deep captions.
Of something thoughtful.
Yeah, no, and I feel like those captions, sometimes I wish there was one I actually took down that was like so good when you were like, you know, all the losing, like if I could put all the like plaques of losing on my wall, like I'd line up a wall, like, and I felt that so deep because I was like, fuck, I have lost and misstepped a million times. But there's the one quote that you put up recently. And I think I texted you afterwards because I was like, I fucking love this quote. Like, oh, it was on your social media, on stories. And I was like, you need to post this. It's really good. But you put, I've been called every name in the book. I've even been blamed for things I've never done. But here's the truth. Through it all, I keep smiling. Why? Because no matter what people say, their words don't define me. And they don't define you either. So don't let negativity break you. Don't ever let it stop you. Keep pushing, keep shining, and keep smiling because your strength is bigger than their judgment. And I read that, and I know like how many things that you've been through, and I know like how easy it is for people to just look at you and think that they know you, right? And like nowadays, it's not a headline. It's social media, right? It's like all the people that just want to fucking say things in the comments or want to fucking, you know... And it's easier to do it with somebody over 100,000 followers who's been on TV, right? Like most of us have it said like behind our back in the most normal way.
I'd rather that.
Yeah. But like for you, having been on TV and having like had fucking controversial things said about you, and even now up until like recent times of like the Rosanna Scott incident of, what was it? Good Morning New York? What is
Good Day New York?
Good Day New York, of her like falling off the pull-up bar and everybody flooding the comments. It's kind of funny because like your comment section, first of all, you definitely have like a beehive crew because there's like people who like come standing up for you no matter what. Who are, like,
I was surprised at how many like other trainers, other guys were like, yo, he's as legit as it gets. Like,
yeah.
You know?
And like, but like that shit can't be easy, right? Because like everybody...
Well, that's my career, right? Like when people are like, oh, he's got to be bad at what he does because he dropped this fucking old lady. And I'm like, okay.
Like, oh my God.
Like you can't even care
your
anymore.
livelihood, right?
Yeah.
Like, and people are literally saying, and there's like, and that just kind of goes back to like the culture of like, everyone has a story that the world thinks they know about you, right? And like, publicity is not publicity anymore. Like people really do get joy out of just like breaking somebody apart, right?
Oh, for sure.
And there's like, they don't even see the human in them.
Yeah.
They don't even care about the actual stories of like what goes on, or like, you know, she fell out of her shoes.
Yeah. I think there's so many people who just have no regard for human life anymore.
Yeah.
I think we're so cold.
Right.
And we look at human life as so disposable now. More than ever before. I think it's insane. And
But like, I think that social media has found a way to reduce humanity and like reduce probably the most important things about our life, right? Like even if it's just a highlight clip, but like also when you see the comment section or when you see all those things going down, and like, here is the person that I know, right? Who's actually a really good trainer, who's really generous with people, who's really kind. Like, how do you just kind of move forward when you know like the public creates a completely different version of you that doesn't even exist?
Well, I think for me, I think one of the hardest things I ever had to deal with was when I was canceled and your people are calling you something that, in my opinion, I could justify beating the shit out of somebody because on a daily basis I'd like to. And I could justify stealing if I had to. I can't justify taking advantage of somebody, whether it's a girl or a child. I think that would be the absolute worst. But even another guy, like taking advantage of somebody. So to be called something like that, you know, when somebody's like, "Oh, you sexually assaulted a woman," I'm like, okay. I never wanted to feel like fucking OJ or somebody who's like, "Oh, I didn't do it." Right? Like at the time, I wasn't sure. Like it was before social media, or there like it was Facebook and Twitter and shit like that. But like Instagram wasn't a thing yet, and I just wasn't sure how to handle it. And you like now, I see a lot of these people who are just like, "Fuck you, I didn't do it." Blah blah blah. Moving on.
Confronting rumor.
Fuck! I wish this guy was around when I was dealing with my shit, because I would have just been like, you know, fuck you. But like I'm like, the attorneys for MTV and stuff at the time were like, don't say anything, just keep your mouth shut. So I'm like, all right. Now I'm like a 26, 27-year-old kid. I don't know what the fuck to say. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, I didn't do anything. But I'm like, well, when me and the lawyer that they hired for me were talking about, I'm like, I wanted to go to court. Go to discovery. What the fuck are they going to come up with? This didn't happen, so I don't care if it goes to court. They don't want to go to court because that's a bigger bill for them. So everything, if you know anything about the court systems, it's like, how do we squash this before we go to court? How do we make this cheaper and faster and effective for everyone involved? And through this whole time, which is a 2-year process, I'm getting called every fucking name in the book. Mm-hmm. Your character's destroyed. I can't get a fucking job. You're doing, and I'm like, even if it gets swept under, like I even contacted the guys who dealt with all the Duke shit. And I was talking to them, and even long after they discover that nothing ever happened, these guys are still getting called names. So it's like, it doesn't matter what happens. It took a lot of soul searching and dark nights for me where I'm like, I can't fucking deal with this anymore. I literally wanted to fucking kill myself. And I'm like, if that happens, then I lose.
Right.
Right. So I needed to figure out what could keep me going, what could keep me happy, what could keep me, you know, so maybe one day if I do get the chance to tell my story, it's like, maybe there's probably somebody else who could benefit from it. So for me, it was a lot of like, okay, how do I get beyond this? Now, fast forward to this woman falling off the pull-up bar. I'm like, what? I know that I didn't do this to this girl.
Yeah. I
know I didn't do this to this woman. I've spotted you like that 1,001 times. If you let go of the bar, it's not my fault.
That was probably panic, though, of her just being
I'm sure.
never doing that.
Think about this. They give us 2 minutes for me to push this event and talk about the pull-up thing. And she wants to get up on the bar. And I'm like, I'm not going to grab this woman around her waist. This is clearly not the right environment. I would clearly have a step stool for her. I'd have bands, like what I'd have in my facility to do this. She's like, I want to jump up. Okay, jump up. All right, let me help you up. And she's like, oh, you pushed her too far. I'm like, my mother's 10 years older than her.
Yeah.
I've had my mother do this 1,001 times. Yeah. It's like, she fell off the bar. She was cool with it. I was cool with it. It's done. As soon as you put it on social media, now you have a bunch of jerk-offs who shouldn't have an opinion about things. So I just brush it under the rug. I'm like, there's so much shit happening on a daily basis. That's why I say, like, there are still people to this day who bring up shit about the MTV stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
where there's
has
evidence.
Nothing happened? Yeah, there's evidence. There's enough information out there. You can look it up. There was 100 people who defended me over it.
Who are actually there.
If you want to still ignore that and still fucking grind this fucking, blade till its dullest point, go ahead. I think there's a lot of times you have to look at where it comes from or who it comes from. I could honestly say with 1,000% on everyone who's ever died in my family's soul, I don't act out of malice. Mm-hmm. What the fuck would I gain out of that? Like, what would be the point of...
At the end of the day, I think even as a business owner, everything that you do, everything that you say, who you are reflects on your business, right? And I think the insensitivity of how people will put you out there or say things in the comments, they just don't really understand that you've poured your life into this thing.
I own 2 gyms. I've invested. I've lost 2. I own 2. I've dumped every fucking hour and every dollar I have into going to events and learning this skill and doing this with the best of the best people. I've invested my entire fucking life into this. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No shot. I've literally dumped 30 fucking years. Since I was 13, 14 years old, I've been obsessed with this. Mm-hmm. You're going to tell me that that's my defining moment?
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Just like you said, every year that event cost me more and more money. The first one I threw cost me $15,000. The last one I just threw cost me $400,000 to put that thing on. You don't think I give a fuck a little bit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had somebody the other day, I can't believe you dropped her. I can't believe you're a jerk off and even open your mouth. I can't believe you're standing here in front of me and I can't punch you in the fucking face. That's how I felt.
Okay, so when people think of Kenny Santucci, they often think of confidence, strength, and leadership. That's an actual quote I got from somebody. When you think of yourself, who you are at your core without the titles, without the bullshit shit that's happened, without thinking strong is the biggest thing in New York as far as fitness and wellness goes, which it is. without talking about the 2 gyms that you own, what do you think are your core value? What do you think is at your core when talking about yourself?
I believe that what I sell is the best thing I could possibly give to someone. You know, I believe that we could absolutely make the world a better place if more people took care of themselves. And I'm doing my part.
And each other.
Yeah. I can't give you anything better than that. If I could build muscle in your body, I could give you confidence and, health and wellness. And if I could build community, I could give you friendship and hope and community. Like, those are the things that I want to help people build. And I think those 2 things are what everyone wants and needs. And that's all I could sell. If you were like, hey, you can make a whole lot more money selling rocket ships or fucking airlines, I'd be like, I don't know how to sell that. I don't give a shit about it enough. Like, I hate flying. You know, if I can make money selling boats or, something else, I'm like, I couldn't do it because I don't care enough. Like, there's just certain shit. You only have a finite amount of like give a shit in your life and give a fucks. And then the rest of the shit, you're like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, so for me, there's just certain shit I just don't give a shit about. I don't care to hear about it or talk about it, but there's certain shit I really care about. And I really care about exercise and working out and gym equipment and people working out and being together and building community. That stuff to me is just so much more important because I think it moves people. It moves people forward.
What is the thing that you struggle with the most internally that people would be surprised to know?
I'm a fucking head case. I look in the mirror. I just yesterday, I'm sitting in jiu-jitsu. I just got done texting Dr. K and I'm like, I feel and look like dog shit. Like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I feel like a fat old man. I feel like I look like a SpongeBob. I just got this square body. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I need to like tighten my diet. I'm always like, how do I tighten the wheels up a little more? I get to jiu-jitsu, I take my shirt off, and the guy's like, dude, you're fucking jacked, man. But I'm like, no, you just look like shit. And I just look like a little bit better shit than you do.
If anybody's wondering how he got a black eye, it's from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He didn't get into a fight with anybody.
No, so many people.
Some people might think it, but
everyone thought it. There must have been 50 people who are like, who hit you? I'm like, no one hit me.
He hit you.
Like, if someone hit me, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be sitting in Rikers Island right
100%. Yeah. That is facts. What do you think is the legacy that you plan on leaving behind?
I just want to know that, like, I was at one point or most of my life, as much as I could control, I was valuable to people. Yeah. I want to build value. I think most men and women want to build value into somebody's life. Women want to be able to like raise children, nurture them, even if they don't want to. Like, everyone wants to. I'd like to hope that everybody wants to build value into other people's lives. And if I could build more value into other people's lives and help them with the things that I believe in, right? There are people who really give a shit about transportation or beauty, so, and they're like, oh, if I can make this better product that's more available to everybody, that you're fixing a problem. You know, you're helping people out in your way. Yeah. I'm helping people out my way. I want to build strength and community in New York City. And when people are like, are you going to bring strong or open a gym in Nashville or Miami? This is my spot.
Well, I can say firsthand that I'm definitely someone whose life you've added value to.
Thank you.
And I think that a lot of people could say that around me. And I think not just for building a place for us to all feel like we belong, you know, in this like really crazy, fucked up city that like judges you moment by moment. But that is the one place that I think a lot of us can feel free and safe in. But I also think just by being... I remember you telling me like day one, you're like, I'm an open fucking book. And I think because of that, it's so cathartic to be around you. Well,
I think there's, you think about your best friends, all right? Like I think about my friends. They could say anything they want to me. They feel comfortable around me. Like we now live in a world where everyone walks on eggshells. Don't say this to that one. Don't say that to that one. This one's going to offend. the people you feel the most comfortable around, you could actually watch your heart rate drop when you're around the right people.
Yeah.
Right. And the longer you live in this world where your like heart rate's high and you feel anxious, and anxiety and stress will kill you faster than anything else.
That's so true.
And when you
My best friend Jason says that.
And when you live in anxiety and stress and you don't feel comfortable around people and your heart rate's high, that's taking years off your life. Whereas if you're around people you feel comfortable with and you work out and you exercise and you feel good and you feel comfortable, drops your heart rate and you live a healthier life. So on a biological level, it's amazing. On a communal level, you feel more comfortable. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Be around more people that you care about and that you feel comfortable with and that you could say anything to. Like, I feel comfortable with you. I say crazy shit to you all the time, and you're okay
Likewise.
with it. Yeah. That's the thing. So that's why we get along. I think you'll feel better when you could accept people for like, if there's malice in the things they're saying, I don't break your balls because I'm like, oh, I want to put her down and watch her cry.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I believe you're better than what you're like. When you come and you're pissed off and you're like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, all right, you could be a fucking loser today, or we could take the high road, kind of work through it. We're not going to get 100%, but if we get 60 or 50, it's better than what we would have done if we didn't show up.
Yeah, no, you'll be the first one to call me a degenerate if I miss the gym.
Yeah.
But you'll also be the first one to show up if I need help because I'm having a hard day, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's that's real friendship, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring you to the rare New York lightning round.
Okay.
Where I'm going to ask you lightning round questions. Most people get hit with the what's the best slice in New York question, but you're going to get hit with the best steakhouse in New York.
Ooh, okay. Best steakhouse in New York? It's tough, but I think I'm going to have to go with Daniel Boulud's new place.
Really?
I love it. Yeah.
I mean, I love it too, but best steakhouse?
Yeah,
Daniel Boulud's Dior?
Latet, yeah.
Latet?
For a steak, it's great. I like that it's a good spot. I could walk right in. They take care of me. Same thing with Rocco's. I mean, I would say Rocco's too.
Rocco's is pretty good.
It's right next to the gym.
I was shocked.
They'll always pull out a table if I need it. Like, those are my two go-tos. Are there other places? Sure. Like, what's the one over here in Brooklyn?
What, Peter Luger's?
Peter Luger's.
Luger's is great.
The last two times I tried to go to Peter Luger's, I was, dude, think you're going to get a reservation? I'm like, could you sit me at the bar? Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I'm like, all right, shut the fuck up. Your job is to serve fucking food. What the fuck, man? Come on. I'm one guy. I came here alone so I could eat. You don't have one seat? You can fucking stick me upstairs. Like, I that's why I stopped going to fucking Minetta Tavern.
Oh, yeah. Minetta is impossible.
Can't sit you till 11:30. 11:30?
You're lucky they even gave you a time, though.
Fuck. It's so annoying because I love it so much and I can't go. It's annoying.
All right. New York City workout. The one New York City workout that you think is a scam.
Oh, God. I wouldn't say a scam. I think it's like there are like good gateway drugs for people, but like any type of like boxing mixed with running, mixed with like, what's that place in Union Square? I think it's closing down now. It's called like Grid or something. So it was like boxing, running, bench, and then you could drink afterwards. And you're like, what the fuck is this place?
The one workout trend you wish would disappear in New York.
Oh, God. Well, like here's the thing. People always think if something disappears, then you'll absorb all those people, but it doesn't work like that. But like Pilates is so fucking hot right now, and more power to them. I know people own Pilates studios. I know people love it. I have clients who are Pilates instructors.
People get so mad at you when you come after Pilates.
What? They
there
get
are
fired up.
people
And
who
that's
pray
like,
to
I've done it. But it's like, do I think it's like when people are like, I do it 5 days a week. I'm like, okay. I look at that same way I look at running. Like, I don't think you need to run 5 days a week. I mean, you can, but I think mix in some strength training, mix in some yoga. But I don't know. I think people overdo it sometimes, but I rather them have that bad habit than other bad habits. Yeah.
Most important thing in New York, character trait wise, resilience or talent?
Oh, fuck. Resilience. Talent's going to take you around the block.
Yeah.
That's
to perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Resilience, you are going to get shit on every day you're here. Even your good days, you're getting shit on.
One piece of advice you have for someone who comes to New York with nothing. Should be pretty familiar with that topic.
God, comes with nothing. It could only go up from here. Right?
That's true. That's actually
when you
really
have
true.
nothing, you could only go up.
One New York moment that made you feel like you made it.
Wow.
Yeah, you had a hard time answering your holy shit moment earlier.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple times that I've walked around the city and I'm just like, I mean, I'm not you're never, like I said, you're never going to be the biggest dog on the block, but you're like, I've been here 15 years and I'm still here.
Yeah.
You know, I think when I see people who move out of New York, I'm like, you sissy, fucking gave up. The fact that like if you could hang in and stay here and kind of.
You can make it here.
Yeah, you can make it anywhere.
That's
for
true.
Sure. Yeah.
One word to describe New York.
One word to describe New York? Strong.
Strong.
Yeah.
New York City dating, harder for men or women?
Oh, God. I definitely think it's harder for women because even the other day, I went to this other gym and I was working out and I looked at these two guys and I'm like, they got to be fucking gay because they're too hot for women. Like they are chiseled. Both these guys look like they carved out of stone and sure enough, they were gay. And I'm like, yeah, it's got to be hard for women because the hottest guys are all gay. And then the guys who are actually available have too many fucking options. So it's definitely harder for women. I'm sorry, ladies out there. And there's more women. Like my favorite time of year is like when the weather first breaks and you see all these girls just clothes are off, nipples are out.
That's every guy's favorite time of year in New
It's
York.
like the first day of spring after the winter.
It's true.
And they are walking around with ass cheeks out and everything. And they're so happy that the summer's here. And they're like, and they're walking around the West Village and the guys could give a fuck. Because they're just looking at other guys.
Okay, Beth, what gym in New York outside your own would you say you respect the most?
God, I love Tone House.
Yeah, Tone House
those guys.
is definitely your people.
Yeah.
It's definitely your tribe.
Yeah, I love those guys. I think they just do such a great job. I think what I admire about Tone House, Atkins Army, Training Lab, I think these guys have been around for so long. And maybe I don't see it, but I've never seen these guys waver or miss a class. It seems like they're always on.
It's
and
true.
that's so hard to do here.
Yeah.
So many people are like, oh, I'm going on vacation. But it's like for some of these guys, you never see it. Like they probably do some fun, cool shit other places, but they're always there. You know, the light is always on. And that's somebody reliable. Like that's what you want in a gym. Like, hey, it's like
You need
Motel 6
people in
back
your
in the day.
industry
The
to
lights on.
inspire you.
Yeah,
So,
I could give a fuck less about celebrity. Like, I think I've trained enough celebrities and I've worked with enough celebrities where I'm like, yeah, they have a cool job. I like what they do. But people who do what I do better than I do, those are who I look up to.
yeah. Well, I would say probably the coolest thing in your gym is that photo wall that you have of New Yorkers, right? Every cool fucking New Yorker, Ninja Turtles to like, I don't know, Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone to, I don't know, everybody's on that fucking wall.
Like,
everyone.
Yeah, Jay-Z. I got
my cousin Vinny.
My cousin Vinny. Like anything that
anything that's New York related. So like my next question is, who is your celebrity dream client? Because I know you don't care about celebrities, but we all have like that one client that we're like, I'd love to pick their brain or I'd love to like service them.
They have to be a New Yorker?
Preferably, no. Who is it? Anyone.
God. I'm trying to think without the idea of like, oh man, if I train that person, that would just fucking blow me up like a Kardashian or something.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't get along with them as well as I'd get along with
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh fuck, I'd love Arnold, but Arnold doesn't need me. I'm trying to think of somebody like.
But that's a dream client,
I feel
right?
like somebody like coming up would be cool. Like the day I worked out with Kat, I think he's
from
such.
the Knicks.
Yeah, I just think he's such a fucking. It never even felt like we were training.
Yeah.
It was just like I met another guy from Jersey and we were lifting.
Yeah.
Like just a fucking down to
The
earth.
person I can feel like people.
I think this year he's going to make like $53 million.
That's insane.
I would have thought he's worth $150.
Yeah.
Because he's just a fucking average. Like he was just another jock guy who just wanted to
chill
work
as
out,
hell.
and hang out, and talk about gym shit. You know, so I loved him. So that'd be cool if like, I'd like to work with him more. That'd be fun just to work out with him. Mm-hmm. Not even train him, just work out with him.
New York taught me
how to keep going.
Oh, yeah. How to survive, right?
Yeah. How to like just every day there's going to be something here. Like the other night I'm laying in bed and I hear boom. It sounded like a bomb went off. And I look out the window and people are like looking and then they just keep moving. And I'm like, this is the only anywhere else people would have ran, see what happened. People are like, all right. And just keep moving. Like, and then about a month ago, I'm walking down Broadway. I was leaving Impact Kitchen. I'm walking down Broadway. I swear to you, there was a woman, an old raggy looking woman with a knife walking down the street like this. And people are just like, all right. Walked right past her. No one said anything. No one called the cops. She was walking with like, not like a butter knife, like a fucking butcher knife down the street like this, like possessed. And I go, I'm in shock that nobody gives a fuck. At any moment, she could have fucking slashed somebody. No one said a word.
So in New York, strength is not giving a fuck?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. You know, like there was a guy, like I was in the subway the other day. There was basically a rat chewing on this guy's toes. He could have gave a shit less. That would have bothered the hell out of me.
That would have drove me fucking nuts
Yeah.
to even watch. Forget it happening to me. It never would have happened to me. But
nobody, like New York City, nobody gives a fuck.
No.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what's rare in New York to you?
What's rare? God. I don't want to say good people because I've met so many great people here. But I think when you find good friends and you find good people that make you feel good, that hold on to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not rare to find good people, but I would collect as many as you could.
And this city serves you up the rarest.
Yeah.
You kind of fucked that up, though, because people usually end it with, what's rare in New York? You. That's, but that's okay.
I'm not rare.
No, me.
Oh.
You were supposed to say me.
You?
Me.
You're always looking for fucking credit.
Everybody ends it that way.
Oh.
So I guess we
We
deviated.
throw these on you.